everyone, Gremlin Gear. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how I dye UCP and ABU camouflage patterns to a nice foliage green color that looks great and really makes this camouflage useful. So, if you like videos like this and you've been here before, go ahead and subscribe, like the video for me, and I will show you my dyeing secrets. So this is the first time I've showed my esoteric dyeing knowledge, but in my channel and other videos I have showed exactly how my pouches come out after they're dyed. This is a nice foliage green. I've had people message me on eBay even asking how exactly I get the color that I do. And honestly, there's nothing that crazy to it. So I have the ingredients that I use out here on the table, and like I said, it's nothing that crazy. Although maybe my cooler is a little magical that I dye all my stuff in. So I'm going to get into everything that we're going to be dyeing today first. We have a few U.S. Army, and I haven't even really opened them yet. It says thank you, and yeah, that's awesome. They're in a thank you letter. So I went ahead and bought 4 U.S. Army waist packs. I haven't even really gotten to look them over yet, so you're going to do that with me for the first time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The one that they all came in. And I have a 5th that I've had for longer. So I'm actually dyeing these for some of my friends. I went and just bought 4 of them, and I'm going to give them out to my friends, and we're going to use them for an airsoft event. So I've got 5 U.S. Army waist packs. This is all in UCP. Obviously, you know that if you're watching this. And I'm going to be dyeing my AK chest rig, my AK split rig that I showed in my last video. And I'm excited for this. I'm going to go ahead and take the back strap off. It's a multicam. I could dye it. I'm just not going to. And I got my buckles here. Probably going to take my canteen out too. Don't want to dye that either. Not that it would, but don't need it. So I have all my pouches empty. I've confirmed that. And there's nothing in anything else. But so we've got, this is an FLC vest. I dye these all the time. And if you don't know, I actually dye these vests, these FLCs, and I sell them on eBay. So I'm going to shill myself here for a minute. If you didn't know that already, I don't build them out like this. I build them out like I have kind of in like my FLC YouTube video. If you go to eBay, you can see, I'll put the link in the description, but I do a fantastic job getting them like the same color every single time, and it's a really great camouflage pattern, and I sell them for a really great price. So if you don't have to worry about doing any of this at home, you can just go ahead and buy one, like I said, for a great price. And I build them out with pouches that I use on my own FLC. And like I said, I wouldn't really change anything on it. It comes as like a kit. It's ready for 4 to 8 mags, a canteen pouch / medical pouch, and I even ship it with a night vision pouch insert. You can either add an extra pouch for a night vision pouch, like I actually like using a U.S. Army medical pouch as my dedicated night vision pouch on my side. But I'll also use a canteen pouch sometimes, so you can kind of change that out. But like I said, I sell them on eBay. I'm going to link to it. It's in my YouTube bio, and I'll link to them in the description if you want to check them out and see what I'm doing. So this is my latest pouch acquisition, and I did something pretty cool to this. So in my last video on a budget GP pouch, this is the U.S. Air Force joint pouch. And this is in the ABU camouflage pattern. And the cool thing is about this pouch is that it's really big, and it's got some weird features that honestly you don't find on many surplus pouches. For example, the front of this pouch, there's a lid here. So glad that that just turned off, because now it means you could probably hear me better. So, the front of the pouch has a lid right here, and you can open it up, and there's storage all here on the inside. And like I said, this is a medical pouch. There's molly straps on the front, so you can attach like your grenade pouch or something cool to the front. Maybe even a double stack rifle mag pouch and put something else in there besides a rifle mag or something heavy. It's going to be kind of far out from your body. And on the inside, there are all these bungee tabs for retaining items and stuff. And so when I saw that, I immediately was like, that would be a really cool GP pouch. It already comes with like internal organization. So besides those retainer tabs, which are on both sides, they're on this side and they're on this side. There's another pouch, like a big pocket, like a divider inside the pouch, just like there is in the front on the lid. And so I thought this would make a really good GP pouch. Only thing was, before this video, the pouch actually unzipped all the way down. So there's only one zipper, and if I wanted to unzip it, the whole thing would start coming apart like this. And so what I've actually done, I actually got a friend of mine to help me do this, and shout out if you're watching. And she actually, with her sewing machine, trimmed up the zipper for me and sewed the pouch shut on both sides, taking away the zipper. And that way, I have one zipper that I can control, and this thing opens like a regular GP pouch. Really cool. So if you guys want to get into this stuff big time, get a sewing machine, learn how to sew, you can really have a lot of fun with this stuff. And the reason that I did that is because normally if you were to get a pouch like this, you would be paying around $80+, if not $60+ for a pouch like this. I got both of these for 20 bucks. You really can't beat that. And then the time that it took to sew it and dye it, which I have fun with this, so I don't really care. I like making my own gear and saving some money doing that. It's therapeutic. So let's get into the dyeing process now. So getting right into it, the items that I have in front of me to dye is very simple. Now the biggest thing is getting all of your portions correct. Behind me is a 48-quart igloo cooler, and I have about halfway full of boiling hot water right now. I don't know if you can see that, lots of steam. It's very hot in there. You want very hot, boiling hot water to get the dye to really soak into the material of these pouches. Now my secret ingredient, and this is probably what you're all wondering, what kind of RIT dye do I use? Well, you don't want to get olive drab, you don't want to get Kelly green or any of these other greens that you might see out there, because they just don't get the job done right. They don't turn your gear into pretty much like a grass color, like a dark green grass color. It's really what we're going for here. The secret ingredient, okay, are you ready? Is apple green. Is apple green RIT dye. This is what you want to turn your UCP. If you live in the east, if you live in the southeast, and you want to get a foliage green color, you want to get apple green RIT dye. It's the only thing I buy, it's the only thing I dye with, and that is all I use. I don't mix any other browns or any of these weird colors. I don't know why I see all these videos, people mixing like 5 different colors to get the same, or to get like, honestly, worse results than what I get. And maybe I'm talking myself up and I'm going to ruin my gear this time, I don't know. But, next is a half a cup of salt. Doesn't matter what kind of salt, but a half a cup of salt and a full cup of vinegar. And you'll get a very interesting smell once all these ingredients are added. Besides that, I have a wooden pole, my patent pending wooden pole that I use for stirring. And if you don't have a lot of gear in there, you want to get like a brick or a rock or something to just set on top of it, because it will start floating to the top. It's buoyant. So, without further ado, let's get dyeing. So, I don't know if I said this before, but I'm not going to show the entire process of me dyeing, because that would be super boring. It takes about 30 minutes for it to all sit in here. But I'm going to show you me mixing the ingredients. Go ahead and get the salt in there, get the salt dissolved. Ooh, that is hot water that just landed right on my hand. White vinegar, get it all in there. Alright. Something that I didn't know. Because of the amount of fabric that I'm dyeing, I'm only going to be using a half a bottle of RIT dye. I don't know why. I don't remember the last time I dyed, so I only have half a bottle. One bottle is 8 ounces, so I'm only using 4 ounces of dye to dye this stuff. I'm probably going to let it sit a little bit longer too, and really get the soak up and get that dark green. Probably 30 minutes. But I actually make notes every time on my phone of how much. Well, I already know how much water I use, because I use the same cooler every time, and I'll usually boil 4 pots of boiling hot water to put in here, all about the same size. And this is about halfway full. You can do the math on that, whatever. I'll always write down how much salt, how much vinegar, just for kind of like a control variable. I always write that down. I write down how much dye I used and how long I let it sit. So, and also how much fabric and material I dyed. Usually just something that I'll remember, like how many vests I dyed. So in this case it's 4 pouches, or 4 waste packs. It's honestly not that much. And since that started, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go ahead and add the dye first. Very satisfying. And with my patent pending pole, go ahead and just give it a good stir a few times. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just get the dye mixed. You see the pole is already getting the effect. And I'm just going to start dropping in my stuff. So I'm going to drop in the vest first. And then all my waste packs. Then my 2 GP pouches. And I'm not gonna get my hands burnt, whatever. And you're just gonna stuff it all in there. And I will probably need to go find a rock or something. I don't know. It really just depends. Sometimes it's a lot more buoyant than others. And I'm going to go ahead and start my timer. Cool thing is, it's about 7:30 right now, so I know at about 8 o'clock I need to come out and check on it. Probably will check on it before then too. Yeah, that's very hot. So we got everything fully submerged, got my timer set, and I'm gonna come back out here in 30 minutes and show you guys the finished product. All right, we're gonna do our 15-minute check. Oh, I guess I lied. I guess I'm doing it early. Deal with it. I'm probably gonna stir these a little bit. All right, let's see what we've got here. I'm gonna stir it from the bottom. All right, not bad, but definitely need some more time. Too much white still. Okay, everybody, the sun is slowly starting to set. It's getting darker outside, and it's been 30 minutes. So I'm gonna check. Honestly, I'm not sure. I may need to add more dye. I haven't looked at it yet, but just seeing it at 13 minutes, whatever it was, kind of concerned me. It was a little bit lighter, and I have an extra bottle of dye. I don't mind using it. So we're gonna check it out now. Take our stones out. It's gonna be hot out. You can also leave this in for like an hour. I mean, you can leave it in for as long as you want. Hey, I don't know though, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't know. Well, that's pretty good. You don't I guess you don't really know until you've dried it all out, but that's pretty good. It's not. No, honestly, that's pretty good. Oh wow, there's a spot that didn't even get touched. No, that got touched. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm gonna put some light on it. I mean, that's pretty good, y'all. I am gonna let it all sit in there longer. I'm gonna pull out some more. Yeah, I mean, shoot. That's pretty good. This is the vest. I don't know. That's pretty good. That's pretty green. I think I like it. I'm going to stir it all, and I am going to let it sit for longer, just to really get as much as I can out of this. But I don't think this would make me add any more dye, honestly. And that's pretty good. I got to be confident. I think that about every single time. Like, oh, I need to, add more dye. But I mean, that's pretty rocking. That's pretty good, man. Here's my opinion. If it ever comes out and you think it might be kind of light or even a different shade, get a can of green spray paint and just touch it up with it. Some Krylon, I guess it's olive drab spray paint. And if you have some light colors and you touch it up with some dark olive spray paint and it starts to fade in with it, it's a really good camouflage color. And from a distance, it just kind of appears Ranger green if you're worried about it being kind of like a Ranger green uniform. Alright everybody, so it is the next day, and now that the sun's out, we can see some of our results. But check this out. These turned out really good. Very nice foliage greens, just what we want. And look at it, you can see all the material that was dyed. Try to keep it in the sunlight for you. And there you have it. It pretty much blends in perfectly with grass. It's kind of like a grass color, trees, tree leaf color. And you can see where there's some variation in the color, like it seems like these pouches actually absorbed better than, I guess, like all the surplus material, because these are Blackhawk pouches. They're not actually surplus. They actually absorb the dye a little bit better, made it a little bit more green and pop a little bit more. But this is the results, guys. So here's what it looks like. Ta-da! So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I know this was a shorter video, straight to the point. I hope you learned something. Try this yourself. It's a lot of fun. Or if not, check out my eBay store and get some of my vests. I take pride in it. I really think that it's a lot of value compared to going out and buying a $300 to $600 chest rig and maybe not getting to experiment as much and learn as much in that process. But whenever you buy surplus, you really get to learn a lot. And yeah, like I said, I think it's a pretty good deal. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.